Hello, my name is Jeff Hensley, and this is the third installment of our virtual adult forum series discussing the parable of the prodigal son. You recall that we are using Henry Nouwen's reading of the parable through the lens of Rembrandt's painting, The Return of the Prodigal Son. A few weeks ago, Jamie set the context of our study, while last week Holly discussed the character of the younger wayward son who returns home to his father's embrace and joy. My assignment this week is to discuss with you the figure of the elder son. Let me read the section of the parable concerning the elder son found in Luke chapter 15. Now his elder son was in the field, and when he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. He called one of the slaves and asked what was going on. The slave replied, "Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted calf, because he's got him back safe and sound." When he became angry and refused to go in, his father came out and began to console and plead with him. But he answered his father, "Listen, for all these years I've been working like a slave for you, and I've never disobeyed your command. But you have never even given me a young goat so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fatted calf for him." Then the father said to him, "Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. But you had to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found." I think it's appropriate that we are conducting this study during the season of Epiphany, the season of light. It's a chance for us to see ourselves in a new and different light. And both Nouwen and Rembrandt invite us to see ourselves anew in each of the characters of this parable. But Nouwen is quick to point out that it might be easier for us to see ourselves in the younger son. He embodies the all too familiar story of the young person who indulges in the pleasures of the world in his youth, only to return home again wiser and repentant. The elder son is more difficult for us to grasp, perhaps more complex in his lostness. He is filled with deep resentment, bitterness, and anger. Nouwen points out that Rembrandt beautifully portrays the complexity of the elder son in his painting. Note his characterization at the far right of the painting. For example, there's a wide space between him and his father, unlike the intimacy of the father's embrace of the younger son. The father bends over to touch his younger son, while the elder son stands straight and stiff, aloof, lacking any emotion. Moreover, the father has his mantle open, with his hands on the shoulders of his younger son, while the elder son has his mantle closed and his hands clasped. And Rembrandt uses light to illuminate the face of the father that shines through his entire body and his hands onto the younger son, while the elder son's face is lit with a cold light, and his body and hands remain in the shadows. But despite this contrast, Nouwen argues, both the younger and the elder sons have been lost. The younger son, of course, was lost in that far hedonistic country. But the elder son is also lost in his resentment, his bitterness, his anger, and jealousy. Joy and resentment, Nouwen observes, can't coexist. He cannot receive his brother. He cannot accept his father's love. He cannot be joyful in his brother's return because his resentment overpowers him. We don't know what happens to the elder son. The parable leaves that question open. What will he do? Will he remain a captive to his own bitterness, or will he accept his father's embrace as well? Will he let go of his rivalry with others and recognize that in his father's love, all of his father's children are his favorites? All people are uniquely and completely loved. Jesus in his parable and Rembrandt in his painting, and now in his commentary on both, challenge us in the figure of the elder son. Are we going to continue to dwell in the darkness in which we stand, point to those who are seemingly better off than we are, lament about the many misfortunes that have plagued us in the past, and thereby wrap ourselves up in our resentment? Or are we going to return home like the younger son, accept our Father's loving embrace? All that I have is yours, he says, and realize that we are loved. This is the question the character of the elder son poses to us. Next week, we'll turn to the figure of the Father. Blessings to you.